Welcome everyone. This is our Hidden Gems with OnePageCRM. My name is Larry. I will be your host, and then I have my colleague Julia as the Q&A champion. She's going to be answering any questions that you may have. So please make sure to keep her busy. We both work in customer success here in OnePageCRM, and as we like to say, we are the voice of you guys, of our customers. So if you happen to have any feedback, any features that you want to see in the app, please be sure to drop us an email at support@onepagecrm.com. Good. Now, today's agenda, very brief. We're going to be looking at 3 hidden gems. The one-page CRM web form, so just an easy way to integrate your website with no coding knowledge required. Autoflow, getting rid of manual repetitive tasks. And then we're going to be looking at what I consider is the main reporting tool in OnePageCRM, which is called custom reports. And you get to see how you can get your KPIs delivered straight to your inbox. Now, we're going to have a complete Q&A at the end of today's demo. But if you have any questions throughout the presentation, leave them in the chat or Q&A. In case you don't know where that's located, in case you're new to Zoom, if you hover on your screen now, you will see a Q&A in a chat windows, and that's where my colleague will be answering any questions that you may have. Very good. Now, I suppose the reason, so there has to be a reason why we're giving this specialized webinar. So if you are here today, you probably have already some knowledge about OnePageCRM. You have been utilizing it for some time, but we know that by the time we implement new features, there might be some of them that you don't know yet. And we believe that it can help your business get a higher ROI. So that's the main why. Now, just a quick reminder before I go into my own account, we have great mobile applications. So make sure to give them a download, okay? We have a great route planner. They both work great and will help you get your contacts and sales on the go. Very good. Now let's dive in. I will switch my screen, and then what you will be looking at is my own OnePageCRM account. So this is probably familiar to you. Now, the first hidden gem, OnePageCRM web forms. I've just got a quick question for all of you, and probably most of you have, but how many of you have a website? And then following up on that question is how many of you actually optimize the website to collect new information into the CRM automatically? Probably not so many of you at this time. Well, OnePageCRM has its own web form builder, and web forms are one of the easiest way for you to collect new data into the CRM coming straight from your website. So let's look at what this looks like. If you go into your apps and integrations page here, you will see the OnePageCRM web forms. And when you click on it, then I have one web form, which is Contact Us. This is something that we have on our website in case people have any questions and they want to get more information about our business. So they get to see that. Now, one of the things that I can track is the number of submissions. That's really, really helpful because you can get to know how much traffic you're actually generating from those web forms. Now, let's create a new one. Remember, there's no code required, so it's really, really straightforward to do this. I'm going to click on Add New here, and then I start building my farm. Now, there are cool things that you can do here, but first of all, let me start with the title. So this will be for any people that have any questions about OnePageCRM. So need any help, then contact our support team now. Good. Now, oops. Now, a couple of things that you can customize is the colors of the web form itself. So I'm just going to say I like the background to be black. I probably want the text then to be white so I can have some nice contrast. So this is what I look. So this is the default that I have. Now I'm gonna add fields for information that I want to capture from my website. So first and last name, job title, phone, email, company name, all of these are default fields that you have in OnePageCRM, but one of the great benefits is that you can capture data into your own custom fields. So if you want to capture details related to industries, renewal day, products or interested, all of these are custom fields that I have, then you can also capture that data. This form will be rather simple, so I'm going to capture first and last name. I want that. I also want the email address so I know what I can address those questions. And then I also want to know what industry they belong to. So I'm going to put custom field as the industry. And then finally, just a message, which is basically the questions that they may have. So this is what my web form looks like. Very good. I can make fields to be mandatory, by the way. And then if I click on save and next, the next step is simply setting up a couple of things that you can do for your web form. So the first one is that if somebody fills out the form, then you either want them to see a message after they fill it out, or you can get them to a specific URL. In this case, I'm going to get them into OnePageCRM help site, which is our main library in which you guys can see any videos and tutorials on our app. So after the form is filled, then they will be taking it to our help site. Next actions. So again, if you have a context, then the power of the follow-up is where our focus should be. So I can use one of my next actions, including my saved actions in here. So I'm just gonna set this action as default. I can have these actions to be ASAP, tomorrow or today, which is the case, and they get notified. So if somebody fills out the form, on top of getting a new contact, you also get notified via email about the new contact. You can assign that contact to any of your team members, apply one of your lead stars. So this probably should be web form, set the status, leads, and then apply any of your tags that you have. So I'm gonna, in this case, apply a VIP tag. There we go. Save and next, and then that's all I have to do. The next step is simply either you get your HTML code, which is this code that you have in here. You can get this and embed it into your website, and the web form will be automatically displayed. Or if you want to get this URL link, then you can also share this with your network. You can send it in an email, and in that way also gather information through a different type of form, and in that way get new contacts into the CRM. So this is all I have to do. I'm going to finish. I have my web form created, and then let's have a look at what it looks like. So I'm going to click on view. This is what it looks like. I'm going to do a quick test. So I'm going to use Julia as an example. So Julia, and then she's coming from support at OnePageCRM.com. She is IT. And then how do I create web forms? And then she clicks on send, or they click on send from your website, and then they get sent to your OnePageCRM account. After they do, they should be taken to my help site. Very easy. Let's go back to the CRM. Let's see what this looks like. So if I go to my action stream, then I should see Julia, who's being captured from my web form as a lead with a VIP tag and ready for me to follow up. Is that straightforward? So that's our hidden gem number one. Now let's dive into hidden gem number two. Now, if you find yourself repeating similar tasks for your contacts, like changing the status of one contact from lead to prospect or to customer, or applying a new tag maybe after a deal is won, or if you complete an action and then you change the lead, you change the status from one to another. So those are repetitive tasks that you may find yourself doing in the system. Now, what we have done to avoid repeating manual tasks and manual admin tasks in the CRM is create autoflows. Autoflows are manual workflows, and they work in a very, very simple way. You just need to have a trigger, and then that's going to give you an action. I have one called One Deals, and what I do with this one is that if I go to my pipeline or if I'm working with a contact and I change the status of the deal from pending to won, then that sends an email and also creates an action and also adds a tag for the contact. Very convenient. Let's look at what autoflows can do. So if I go to new autoflow, again, two simple steps. If, so the if in this case will be if the contact is changed to customer, so that means anyone who becomes a customer, or if maybe I add a tag, which is called VIP, so I'm going to go a tag added to a contact, VIP. By the way, I'll just back it up for a moment. There are certain options as triggered in operations, but if you have any feedback or if you want anything to be included in Autoflow, just leave that in the chats. Okay, so that's my trigger. Now, what I want to happen whenever this is applied, it's to send an email. So if I have a new customer, I want to use one of my templates. I want to give them a welcome to OnePageCRM because they are new customers. And on top of that, I also want a next action to be created. So next action created, I can use one of my saved actions or use any of the actions that you have. So in this case, after they become a customer, I want to call them in 1 week to invite them to our webinar. So I will set this either today, tomorrow, or in custom days. I'm going to go in 1 week, so that's 7 days from today. I should be following up with them, and this action again can be assigned to any of your team members. Pretty easy. And then the Autoflow name will be, this will be new customers outreach. So outreach, there we go. And then save. Now that this is safe, let's go back to my action stream and let's go through an example. So let's take Julia as an example, and let's say, well, Julia, things are working great. Actually, I had a deal with Julia. It's won now. It's my time for you. It's the time for you to be a customer. So if I click on customer, this should trigger my complete Autoflow. And this is what it looks like. So send an email. This is my welcome email. You get a preview. And then I can also add a next action for herself. So before you run the Autoflow, you can actually dismiss any of the steps in your Autoflow. And if not, then just click on confirm. So I click confirm, an email is sent to Julia, and then a next action has been applied and then done. So this is what it looks like basically. So my next action, and then the email that is supposed to be sent, there we go. So I have my full email sent to Julia. So this is what Autoflows look like and the way they work. Again, if you want to get rid of repetitive tasks, then make sure to have a look at your Autoflows, okay? Great, now it's time for the last hidden gem. So reporting. During one of my past webinars, I heard a phrase that stuck with me for a long time. And this actually changed the way that I see reporting, the way I advise my, our customers to look at reporting. And that phrase was, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. This is why reporting is crucial. We have different type of reporting in OnePageCRM. We have a dashboard, activities, and then we have a custom report. If I had to stick with one, that would probably be custom reports. And the reason for that is that custom reports help you create a report that are tailored to your needs. They give you a top level overview of all of the activity completed on your OnePageCRM account. And you can even customize the time frame in which you want this information to be displayed as. So I have a weekly report. I want to create a new one. It's almost the end of the month. So what I will do, I will select April. So again, the date range, you can customize the date range you want to look information for. And this is going to be a monthly report. So it's monthly, that will be the segment. And now the most important thing, the fields that you can select when you create a custom report. So I'm going to select them all just to show you what the example looks like. But you can get to see how many contacts were created or removed. You can see how well you're converting. So out of your team members, how well are they moving customers from lead to prospects, prospect to customers? You get to see that. All the calls, or how many calls have been made with their conversation results, how many meetings have been taking place, how many deals have been created, won, or lost, as well as the reason lost. And then for actions, like a new, complete, or change, probably unselect edited, because I just want to see actions that were created and how many are completed. And with notes, I just want to see how many notes are actually being completed. So that's what I'm going to do. Emails, send or receive. Again, set the time frame, monthly segment, and then let's click on run. So this is what you get to see. Is an easy to understand. I probably, the reason why I like it so much is I suppose it aligns with what we are, just a simple, very simplistic CRM. So it's a simple report that is easy to understand. So every month, every week, whenever you run your reporting with your team, you can sit down and look at the numbers. So you get to see, okay, well, this is how we did last month, or this is how we did this month. So this is the number of contacts that each of you created. This is the number of people that you converted into customers. How many calls did it take you to actually convert those into customers? How many of those calls, out of those calls, you schedule a demo for? Remember, all of these results can be customized as well. So I get to see how many of those didn't answer the phone. How many meetings did I take to actually get into prospecting my contacts and make them customers? How much I did. So how many deals were created and how many deals were won? how many deals were lost and the reason why they were lost. Okay. And then I get to see also how many actions were completed, how many notes were created, and how many emails were sent or received. Now, the second coolest thing about this kind of report is that it can be delivered to you at any particular time and date once you save it. So this is going to be my monthly report, okay? And then I can have this visible to all the team or all the admins. And then I'm going to say, okay, all the users, and then email me this report every month in this case, the first day or the first Monday. So the first day of the month at 9 a.m. in an Excel format. And then I have that delivered into my own inbox. I click on save. I can come back and always edit my report, change the information that I want to see, create more reports, and then get a tailored report with the information and KPIs that I need. So this is it. Those are our 3 hidden gems.